back to my channel. I haven't posted a video in a hot minute, and I understand that. But 2025 is my year that I'm gonna post more on YouTube, okay? Thank you. This channel is gonna become pretty much my diary of my life. Everything between beauty, fashion, books, lifestyle, fitness, all the above. This is the place for this channel. And my precious little Vago, my Winnie, who hates it when I hold her, clearly. Welcome to my bookshelves. This is like my safe space. I love this area. It is my favorite place of the house. These bottom shelves are pretty empty because I'm leaving room for growth. And then the tops are pretty much full to the most part. They look pretty-ish. I don't have enough books to fill this bookcase, but that's okay. Today we are going to go over some of my favorite reads of 2024. Starting with one of the most anticipated reads of 2024 for me was Just for the Summer. I loved this book. This book was so good. This is her third book in her Part of Your World series, which are right here on my bookshelf. You follow Emma and Justin. It's a dual point of view. Both of them have this weird curse on them that every time they date somebody, the next person that they date I'm explaining this wrong. They believe they have a curse on them that every time somebody dates them, the next person they date finds their soulmate. Okay, the other most anticipated book in 2024 for me was Funny Story. I don't have the physical copy yet. I like to get all of Emily Henry's books in paperback. So it hasn't been released. It gets released I think in like 2 months or something like that. I read it on my Kindle and I loved it so much. A Funny Story was a 5-star read. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, I was obsessed with that book. I still think about that book daily. Like, it is so good. You follow, I forget the characters' names because I can't remember her name. But basically, she was engaged to this guy and then he called off their wedding to run off with his best friend. So she's like left stranded and has to move in with a guy roommate that happened to be the partner of the friend that her ex-fiance ran off with. So they're living together in this apartment. It's close quarters. I loved that book. She's being naughty. The next book, all these are romances, by the way, because I mostly read romance. This one's by Ashley Poston. I actually read her new release before I read this one, and both were so good. Both were 5 stars for me. I was obsessed with this book last year. I think about it nonstop. This is such a good contemporary romance book. You follow Clementine, who her aunt has just recently passed away and left her apartment. But the apartment has a magical realism aspect to it where it will take her back in time 7 years. So it's really cool. All of her books have a little magic in them, which I love. You just have to read this book. It is just, it's so good. So good. Such a good book. All right, so we're switching over from romance to romantasy because I am that person. There are 2 major fantasy books that I read in 2024 I love with my whole heart. First one is I joined the bandwagon, read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame in 2024, and I'm currently reading Onyx Storm right now. This is my favorite out of the series. The first book is just, I personally think that this is her best book out of the series so far. I can't say anything about Onyx Storm, but out of Iron Flame and this one was better. Anyways, you follow Violet, who is a fragile gal who is supposed to be in the scribe quadrant but gets forced into the writer's quadrant by her mother. And it's about dragons and adventure, romance, all the above. So this is definitely one, if you haven't read the series, at least pick up the first book because it's very good. Then the last book I'm going to talk about that I read in 2024 that was so good was the Assistant to the Villain series. I read Assistant to the Villain and Apprentice to the Villain. So good. The first book is on Kindle Unlimited. This one is so fun and quirky. If you're looking for a very lighthearted fantasy vibe, quirky, funny, you don't take anything serious in this book, you will love it. We follow Evie Sage, who recently got a job working for the villain, and you follow her as she works for somebody that is hated throughout her whole hometown. It's so funny. She is so fun. She is just a breath of fresh air to read about. So I definitely recommend this. This is such a lighthearted read, and that's the reason I love it. This had me kicking and giggling on the floor. Okay, so you gotta pick them up. Those are all my favorite books that I read in 2024. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you need to pick up all the books that I just suggested. If you haven't read them, run to Barnes & Noble, run to your local bookshop, run to Target, go get a book. Anyways, that is it. We are signing off, me and Winnie. I hope you enjoyed this video. Anyways, that's it. Kisses.